Hello, friends. So let's have a look into the India-China trade relationship and how our manufacturing produce reaching the Chinese market, the difficulties they are facing, and what kind of non-tariff barriers coming up time and again to control their movement to the Chinese market. Let's have a look into that. So India-China trade deficit is $50 billion in favor of China. Now, India is always looking to curb this $50 billion, bring it out to a lower value, and that has always been the central discussion point between the two countries with reference to their balance of trade. Now, for the same, India believes that its agri commodities and pharmaceuticals, the strength of manufacturing generic drugs, what we have, can serve this and counter this gap of $50 billion. However, even though our generic drugs are reaching the European and the American markets, they find it difficult to penetrate the Chinese market. Similar is the case with agri commodities. Now, this is happening not because of the standard tariff barriers. That is something taken into account by our manufacturers, and that is something acceptable uh, in terms of understanding the global tariff environment. However, the non-tariff barriers are something which is very uncertain. So our manufacturers need to go through a lot of uh, application forms and a lot of checkings and everything to get their produce into the Chinese market. For example, the textile industry here are often inspected by the Chinese importers about the standard of governance or the standard of manufacturing and whether they have the scalability capacity if they import a higher quantity. So if they are unable to meet the standards and all, then that's a barrier. Then they cannot enter the Chinese market. So these are some unique ways in which the Chinese import of Indian manufacturing produce is managed, controlled by the Chinese dispensation, private and public. So that's a concern in India. That's a concern what we have with China, that our manufacturing produce is not reaching to the Chinese market, and we are also facing competition from our neighboring countries like Bangladesh and Vietnam in terms of reaching to the Western market time and again. They, on account of cheaper labor and more in the developing or underdeveloped state, are preferred gain preference over India, and they are able to capture that market of the West as well. So India is facing challenges in terms of sending across, exporting its manufacturing produce, and we have seen a drop in most of the produce manufacturing products what we have. Now the government is trying hard to negotiate with these international governments and get things right, and this has been going on since past couple of decades, and we are still trade deficit with China, and we have great potential in terms of reaching out to markets beyond China as well. So ways and means have to be found out, and in this protectionist era, we have to fight that out to find markets. We are competitive, and we need to get hold of the international markets to safeguard our manufacturing rhythm and the economy of the country. Thank you.